In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to limit login attempts with better WP security. You may remember earlier when we briefly went over the standalone plugin limit login attempts. Basically, all it does is it tracks who's trying to log into your website, and per unsuccessful login attempt, it will actually log that and block people after 5 times in most cases, unless you've otherwise specified in the plugin options. And it's just one of those built-in features that we have with better WP security. So we're just going to run over the basics of that now because there's not a great deal to cover. So the first thing you can do is simply enable that, and I strongly recommend enabling limit login attempts, especially with WordPress growing in popularity. It means there are a lot more WordPress websites on the internet, and it just presents a much larger target for hackers to try and go after. So as mentioned, just enable it, and you can set the maximum login attempts per hour per user. 5 is usually a good number. If someone can't log in by their 5th attempt, they probably shouldn't have access to your website and probably aren't the person who owns the account. The next is the maximum login attempts per user, and there's 10 there at the moment, and after they try that many times, they'll be locked out of the system. 10 is usually a totally acceptable number as well, so we're just going to leave that as it is. Next is the login time period, so the period of time over which bad logins are calculated. So if someone tries to log in 4 times and then doesn't try for 15 minutes, for instance, and then comes back and tries again, that'll be then counted in a new cycle of 5-minute period. So you can change this up and down as you see fit. The next is how long they are locked out for, the actual lockout time. 15 minutes is arguably fine. It is in most cases, and indeed it is the default that comes with this particular setting. If we go down just a little bit more, we can actually choose to blacklist repeat offenders, and I think that's particularly handy because anyone who's trying over and over and over to get access to your website definitely should not be able to do that. So it's really handy, and it goes straight back into the banned users area that we've covered in an earlier tutorial. And then finally, we just have the ability to send ourselves an email when people are trying to do this. So whenever someone is locked out, you'll actually receive an email to your email address. Now the default's just what your WordPress email is set to. Naturally, you can change that. But that's all there is to know about setting up the limit login attempts feature of better WP security. It's very straightforward, but if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below.